started Sherman right out of high school when I had just graduated. I started working in the lab, drawing blood. They trained me and worked there for a long period of time, and then noticed that the EKG girls were always so walking around with a smile on their face and so calm and so happy, so I decided I wanted to work there. And they accepted me. I got the position, and eventually there was a new field coming out, and it was echo, and it was new, and nobody knew much about it, and they asked me if I wanted to get trained in it, and I said I sure would, and they sent me off for training, and I went on to get registered and certified, and since then have made a career out of it.
Well, Sherman's actually been something that I've been familiar with just with family living in the area. We've always kind of gone to Sherman Hospital, and after I finished school, I was able to do some clinical experience here at the hospital, and that's what kind of drew me into being exposed to Sherman and then taking a job thereafter. I actually grew up just north of Chicago in Glenview, and for my schooling I went to Rush University Medical Center for my undergraduate nursing degree, and also for my graduate schoolwork as well, and moved out this way about 5 years ago, and here I am.
Grew up in Elmhurst, Illinois, so not too far from here. I went to undergrad at Northwestern, medical school at University of Illinois, and I did some of my training at Northwestern again at my internal medicine. I did my cardiology fellowship for 3 years at University of Illinois in the city, and then I did a year of interventional fellowship in Rochester, New York.
In Detroit, I went to Michigan State University for my general cardiology, Providence Hospital for interventional cardiology, and then University of Toledo for my internal medicine residency.
Well, I grew up actually on the south side of Chicago in Oak Lawn. Went to Champaign-Urbana, University of Illinois, then did a master's degree over at UIC, and then went to med school at UIC, University of Illinois, continued the whole UIC track. Then went to Northwestern for residency and cardiology training, and then since then I've been here, Sherman.
I grew up in Algonquin, actually, and I trained. I did medical school at Northwestern in Chicago. I did my residency at Rush Presbyterian in Chicago, and I actually got my bachelor's degree downstate at the University of Illinois. I spent some time in the Navy. I was a Navy doctor for a few years, and then after serving as a general internist in the United States Navy, I decided to go back and do some additional training in cardiology. That landed me at the University of Iowa, and at that point, when it became time to start looking for jobs, my wife and I decided, my wife also was a native of the Chicago suburbs, decided that we wanted to try and come back near to where we grew up. And as it turns out, this was the nearest hospital to where we grew up, which was sort of ironic and an interesting coincidence.
Generally, it was geographical link, like most of the people. My wife is from the area. She grew up in Huntley, so that's how we settled in the area. And I did most of my training on the East Coast. And then eventually, when I was looking for jobs, we looked in the area here. I went for the interview. I saw my partners, and I really liked them. There was some family, in a way, connection, because most of my wife's family actually are patients of our group. So I like the group, and so that's how I came here. And I knew Sherman is a very good hospital in terms of cardiovascular care, always has been, and it continued to be despite the many changes in the field that happened, and the challenge actually to provide this care and to provide the good quality care.
Well, I grew up far away in Africa, actually. My parents were missionaries there. But I went to school in the Chicago area and moved out here, when we started a family and so on. So I've been at Sherman for more than 30 years.
I actually was born here at Sherman Hospital, and I grew up in Dundee, and I attended first Wheaton College and got a degree in exercise physiology, and decided to pursue the medical field because I loved learning so much about the human body in my exercise physiology degree that I went on to nursing school. And I just progressed and went to grad school right away at Rush University Medical Center in Chicago, and worked there for a few years on a post open heart thoracic surgery department. and decided to come back to my roots and come back to Sherman Hospital a little over 14 years ago.
I actually grew up in Wisconsin, and I ended up getting married at a young age, and my husband's job took me out to Connecticut. I ended up graduating from Western Connecticut State University, and his job brought us back here to this area in Illinois, and I lived very close to the old Sherman Hospital, applied and got a job.
I graduated from high school and went away to college where I was a biology major. And I got halfway through my college career and decided what was I going to do with this degree in biology besides teach biology, which I really had no interest in being a teacher. So it was kind of process of elimination. You know, what profession could I go into that would utilize a lot of the science courses that I had already taken, and that's when I decided on nursing. So then I finished up getting my bachelor's degree in nursing, and I've been here at Sherman for 17 years.
I grew up about 20 miles east of here. I studied at UIC and also at Triton College. And what got me into medicine is I've always liked working with people. I love meeting people. I love talking to people. I just love hearing their stories and stuff. And I've always been into science. I've always been into medicine, and I just started looking at what I wanted to do in life, and nuclear medicine seemed like something neat. So I read up about it, and I decided to go to school for it.